Hi, I'm Paul Battaglia, and this is section 6.5, the complex plane. You know, if your students thumb through the first few pages in this section, they may actually start to think to themselves, haven't we already done this before, complex numbers? And they're somewhat right. In chapter 2, we talked about complex numbers, but we just talked about operations with complex numbers. In this section, we'll be talking about complex numbers graphically. And so I have Gabe and Brittany with me, and Brittany, talk to us a little bit about the first example and how it actually shows students the differences right away.
All right, so the first thing they're going to see is an absolute value of a complex number.
Okay.
And what that is actually the distance from the origin to the point.
Oh, okay.
So something that I like to share with my students right away, they see this absolute value of a complex number and they say, oh, there's this big ugly formula that comes along with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they think back to, oh, well, the absolute value of a real number is, I just make it positive.
Right.
But what I like to share with them is sort of go into what the absolute value of a real number is. So when we had that discussion, the absolute value of a real number is really the distance away from zero.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we're in the complex plane. We're not just on a number line.
Right.
So when I say the absolute value of a complex number, well, it's exactly what Brittany said. It's the distance that point is from the origin.
Perfect. And I think the other thing we want to do is, in keeping with the idea of similar versus different, you know, students are going to see some other things as well, Brittany.
The distance and midpoint formula. So now instead of just dealing with real numbers, we're going to have a real part and an imaginary part.
Perfect. You know, if you're looking for a way to tie it all together and get the students to understand the idea of the vectors as well, going back to what we said earlier, if we connect the point from the origin to a number in the complex plane, point in the complex plane, then students will see, okay, well, that's really a vector. It's got a direction to it, it's got magnitude, and that's really what we want students to see at the end here. I hope these tips have been helpful for you and you find much success in section 6.5.